Hey everyone, today I'm going to teach you step one of a basic to moderate search for a property to come up with a home evaluation. This step is going to be good if you need to go to a listing presentation to discuss home values, or if you need to do a quick search and you're going to make an offer on a property for your buyer and you want to make sure the value of the property is good. So what I have done is kind of come up with a basic list of the steps it's going to take to do this, and just know I have it highlighted because it's pretty important. Try your best to pick more than 5 similar like properties, and obviously the more the better. So we're gonna I'm gonna talk about this step real quick, and then we're gonna go do it. So we're gonna pull up the property address, and we're gonna try to search for like-minded homes that are active, under contract, pending, and closed, and we're going to try to stay within 1 year of the sale. 6 months is obviously better. When I say like-minded homes, I mean, if your property is ranch, choose only ranches. 2 stories, only choose 2 stories. And then what we want to try to do is try to stay as close as the subject property as possible. The first thing you want to try to do is try to stay within the subdivision. If you can't, then break it up into quarter-mile increments. I know sometimes you can go like across the street into another subdivision to have like-minded homes, and that is okay if you feel like you can't get enough homes in that subdivision. If it's a unique property, obviously there's different parameters to do this. And once we have a list of homes, we're going to start narrowing down ones that kind of fit our criteria, what we're looking for. And here's that example again. If it's a ranch, then only choose ranches. And then what I have learned, with doing this, and then going to classes for appraisers, and picking their knowledge and whatnot, they try to stay within 20% of the square foot of the home. So my example is, if you have 1,000 square foot ranch, try to stay within 800 to 1,200 square foot of the property. And then depending on the age of the home, try to stay within 5 to 10 year increments of the home. So if it's a 20-year-old home, try to stay within 15 to 25 years of it. And then once we narrow down this list even more, I'm going to show you how to print out a multi-line description of the home and a single line CMA landscape. And then once we print these out, we're going to go into that moderate way of doing evaluation of a property, and we're going to write down some positive negatives of each home, and then we're going to break down the price per square foot and how I look at it, and then finally give you kind of a roundabout evaluation of you feel comfortable walking into that home and what the house value is going to be. So today what we're going to be doing is going to be a subject property that we listed last year. The address is 327 Pecan Bluffs in Wentzville, and I'll try my best to walk through it and how we do this. So let's say, this was a high school buddy that I had, and he called me and he was getting ready to wanted to list his home with us. And the first thing you always ask is, hey, what's your address? And as soon as I get the address, this is what I do is I type it into here, Pecan Bluffs. And then it might take a minute for it to pop up. There it is. If you don't know where this is, you go to search and then detail, and then this area pops up. So it automatically goes within a quarter of a mile within this property. That's fine. We're going to keep it there. But over here is important to make sure you click pending and you pick close. And here is where it automatically goes a year out. You try to want to stay within 0 to 180 days, but most of the time I typically do a year out. But make sure you have all these 4 clicked, and then we're going to look and press results. So this particular house, 327 Pecan Bluffs, it is a ranch, and it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a little over 1,200 square feet. So this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be choosing ranches that are 1,000 square foot to 1,500 square foot, and we're going to try to keep within the same age and within the subdivision. So go back to multi-line here. So obviously we have some 2 stories. We're going to weed these out because these do not match our criteria. So here we have a 5-year-old 1,300 square foot home. That matches. Same thing, 1,300 square foot. That matches. And I'm just going to keep going down the line and choose, as long as the square foot and the style and everything matches between my description, I'm just going to go down the list and start check marking these. So I think I have 7. So here's a good example to keep an eye out of. This is a 1,700 square foot home, and so it's 200 square feet more than what I'm looking for. So this one's going to stay out of it, even though it's on the same street. It's too big for us. We're going to keep going down the list and choose homes that are like ours. Okay, so we're done. So there are 6 properties that came up that are like our property. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit refine and narrow. And then this takes all the 6 properties and puts it all on one page. So again, these homes, you see they're 4, 5, 6-year-old homes. So the age is all within the same. They're all within the same about square feet of this property. They're all 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. You know, now what would change is if it has a finished basement or the features of it. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to go to Action, Print, and we're going to print out a where is it? A multi-line. We're going to have it go print to PDF, and then we're going to print off a CMA line landscape and print to PDF. When you click on the PDF, it takes you to these tabs. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and show you my example. So this print basically got us all the way down to right here. And now we're going to go into a little bit more detail of the CMA. So once I have the 6 properties, what I do is I will go through each property, look at the photos, and I'll write down a positive and a negative of each home. And so I'll write down things that look good to me and don't look good to me. So you'll see I add a couple of basic notes to each property. And I've learned that this has helped too, because when you're on a listing presentation, you'll have that's Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller, and they'll always want to reference a neighbor house that went up for sale, and you know why theirs is better, or you know don't have as many features. And because doing this list right here, it will help you, because sometimes you have to justify your opinion of price compared to theirs. And having these notes down have saved my butt a couple times, because you know referencing things that you know another house had that this particular house didn't have. So the 6 properties, you know, here's the subject property, so I didn't do a plus and minus of that, and just had a couple notes. And I again have really realized that this has helped me out a lot. And once you do, this is a CMA landscape printout. And this is my favorite page personally. I'm a numbers person. I like seeing all the numbers right here. So you'll see beds and bathrooms, and then this is going to be your above grade square feet, and then this is going to be your total living square feet. So if you have a finished basement, you're going to add in that finished basement square feet into this line. You got to be careful when you read this, because some realtors will bring over that square feet and make it look like there's a finished basement, but really there's not. So with this, I think I accidentally clicked at 1,700 square foot, but let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 that don't have finished basements and 3 that do. And then when I look at this CMA, I do not look at these numbers. I really don't care about these numbers. What I'm looking is that the average square feet of the home is pretty darn close to my average square feet, and then I look overall at the average price per square feet right here. And what I do is I will times those numbers together to give me a roundabout evaluation of the property. Now, obviously, the property that we had 100 square feet or less. So, this is going to be a less evaluation. It's going to put us around a 225 evaluation, but I just want to show you this as an example. And this number is not a number I come in with a final number with to the seller or to the buyer. This kind of just gives me a foundation of what I'm going to go off of. And so, this is telling me that 3 out of the 7 of these homes have finished basements. And if my property has a finished basement, I know that the price per square foot is probably going to be a little better. If my property didn't have a finished basement, when this one did not have a finished basement, I'm going to justify that in the sales price, so I can go up or down basically from this price. And again, I know it's a little basic to moderate CMA. Hopefully this helped you out, but doing this, I can't justify this enough, has helped me out so much. And the more you learn about this in the subdivisions, the more confident you get in your prices. So I hope this helped for a basic CMA on a property.